still think my mic's too loud.
That's okay. Do I seem loud? Because I'm up on it.
Yeah, my problem is that I keep getting up on it, or I just get loud. I need to get into the habit of like a singer where you move away from the mic when you get loud.
No, that's too professional.
Right?
I like
just
blowing it out.
imagine.
I like
just
seeing.
imagine.
I like seeing red on the volume thing.
Yeah, I don't like
the
hearing
mixer.
red. You know what I mean?
Well, you don't have to hear it. You don't have to listen to our podcast.
I don't listen to our podcast. I have.
I'm in that spot where I want to listen to it so that I can. I wait a week or two after it's been out and then I listen to it, just so I can listen to it as a listener, and then I hear all the annoying things that I do, and it really annoys me. And then I say, I'm not going to do that in the next one. That's why I'm up on this mic.
Yeah.
And anyways, hopefully at the end of this we'll be vaguely professional. Unlikely.
We can dream. We can dream.
We'll dream. If we make that the goal, even if we don't get there, at least we had a goal, right?
Yeah, I guess that's a thing.
You have something to work towards. Anyways, welcome to excuse me, episode 7 of Not So Special Podcast. I am Josh, and that is
I'm Derek.
nice. One of these days we'll narrow down a format too.
Yeah, right.
No, not gonna happen.
Can we copy a format from somebody else's podcast?
Someone send me your run sheets so that I can copy your formats.
Now you're thinking.
Yeah, make someone else do the work. Yeah, this is actually, if we want to compare this to the last Not So Special podcast that I did solo, I think this makes us tied. I think I only did 7 or 8 episodes.
Ooh, this is our Half-Life, or our no, not Half-Life. Whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you mean, but I can't say the words either.
Right? There's a term, but I don't know what it is. We are now double the age we were when we matured. There you go. Into a two-headed
And
podcast.
after saying all this, if I go and check it, I'm probably wrong, but
That's okay. This could be the last episode.
we'll be close enough that it's fun.
Or now we have to add a third person.
Ooh, switch it up.
You could segue that into.
Well, we kind of add people in this episode. So obviously we have the special guest coming, the people from R3 Podcast. That's going to come later. We're just going to do a bit of an intro here with just Derek and I. And then we're going to bring on the interview portion later on in the show. So look forward to that.
There it is.
But because they kind of take over the episode at that point, we don't really get our like what we've been doing. So that's where we're having this conversation now, so that when it gets to that part of the episode, you know, they kind of just talk about their thing. So
Exactly.
we gotta get our words in here. So, anyways, Derek, what have you been up to?
Oh, what have I been up to? Work, and I last weekend I tore apart skids that I got free on the side of the road, and I built a
Nice.
deck box garden thing for our strawberries.
No, nice.
I could show a picture, but no one else is gonna be able to see it, so it's not fair to show you.
I don't want to see it anyway.
I also bought new grill for my barbecue because the old one was wrecked. It was cast iron.
Dang, I got to do that too.
Yeah, my barbecue is over 10 years old now, so. What else have I done? I fixed a Switch controller. No, a Switch. I got a Switch. I didn't tell you.
A whole Switch.
I got a Switch, Nintendo Switch. I am trying to bring up my spreadsheet now so I can remember how much I paid for it, because I bought it specifically because the price was good. So I paid, where is the Switch? It came with Joy-Cons and a charger and a dock and Joy-Con strap things and a carrying case and a third PDP branded controller. So I paid $200 for it because
That's not bad.
it has an issue. The issue had an issue was when you dock the Joy-Cons, one of them charges but doesn't detect as docked.
Okay.
So in my head, I'm thinking it's damaged, they got it wet, or someone physically broke something inside.
Yeah.
So I bought it and immediately went on eBay and ordered 2 sliding replacement rails for the sides that the Joy-Con slides into that has the connectors in it.
Yep.
And I bought 2 of them for the side that's bad, thinking they're so cheap, who cares? I'll just get one faster than the other. And sometimes things don't show up as well from when you order from China and eBay and stuff. So I did that. One of them arrived super quick. It was delivered by the same company that delivers Amazon packages, which is really weird.
Oh, interesting.
Infocom or
Okay.
in whatever that Intelcom.
Intelcom.
So that one came really fast, and I got it. I had it sitting here for, I don't know, 2 weeks maybe before I finally got around to working on the Switch. So Father's Day, I demanded time to work on the Switch. Like, kids, do your own thing. Wife, do your own thing. I'm working on this Switch. I need to get this done. So I took it apart. It took surprisingly a little less time than I thought. I found good directions on ifixit.com and opened it up. And the rail, clearly when you pull that out and then you pull, there's like a pin holding it in together, the circuit board and the middle rail, there was clearly pop inside. And you could see the contacts were like corroded and like dirty. So I put in the new one, wham bam, perfect. So
Nice.
$215 for the 2 parts, and I got myself a Switch in great condition.
Nice. Are you going to keep that or are you going to sell it?
I'm going to keep it. My son wants to play Switch with me, so we'll try and find some games. He keeps starting over games on the new Switch. So he took Let's Go Pikachu, just starts over, even though he never beat the first one. He's like right at the end boss, like the final Pokemon League. He had to beat the Final 4 or whatever they're called. And he hasn't beat them yet. And apparently I've heard that the difficulty goes way up at that point. So there's a lot of grinding that he hasn't done yet. And he started over with Smash Bros as well.
Yeah, well, whatever works. It's just more hours to play, right?
Yeah. You're a kid. You had lots of time, right?
Yeah. Makes us adults cringe when we hear that, but
Exactly. That's what I think. It's like, why are you starting over?
but back in the day, we would always start games over.
Yeah. Yeah.
So cool.
That's what I've done. I don't remember what else I've done. Oh, I also bought myself a Lego set for Father's Day. I said I'm going to buy
what's
one.
that?
So I bought a Lego Technics remote control car racing thing. I forget what it's called. I think I put it on Twitter, didn't I? Maybe I never did. I thought I did. I don't think I did.
Maybe.
No, I didn't.
No.
Anyway, like a remote control car Lego Technics. The blue one, if that helps anybody who already knows those things. I was looking for the picture, but I don't remember, and I don't know the number. But either way, it was a pretty quick one to put together. It was mainly expensive because of the motors, but I found a Toys R Us coupon code when you spend $75, get $25 off or something like that. So I bought this set for $139, I think, and got $25 off that. So yeah,
Fun.
built that on Father's Day. Played it with the kids. The kids were playing with it today too. It's fun. Love Lego.
Bought and built in one day?
No, I bought it like weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the sale was on. I'm like, or the discount code.
Okay.
Yep.
So you weren't spoiling all your fun
No,
Just
no, I held on
all
to
at
it.
once.
I put it away.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Keeps you busy, keeps the kids busy.
Yeah. Did you do anything for Father's Day?
I went to dinner with my folks because we don't they're like the only people that we see, so
We don't even
um
see anybody.
yeah, literally. So yeah, that was about it. It's weird for me. I guess you could say I've been a dad for 4 years now, but every time Father's Day comes around, I don't associate Father's Day with something that I do. Like I don't get Father's Day for myself. I do Father's Day for my dad, and right.
Okay.
Maybe that's weird.
Yeah, you
I'm
need,
just
you
not
need to
used
flip
to-
that over. Still do it for your dad, but do it for yourself.
Yeah,
too.
but I'm just like, yeah, I'm not. I realize I'm a dad, but no. Father's Day is for like, right now it's for my dad and my wife's dad. You know,
So
that's
my son wants to just play video games all day for Father's Day, and I'd probably be okay with that
yeah,
as long as I pick the
yeah.
games.
I would love to do that. I would love to do that. I don't think my wife would ever let me do that though, unfortunately. Maybe one day, maybe when the kids are older, and they can kind of take care of themselves.
No, they got to play with you. That's what I mean. Sit your son down and play with you.
Yeah,
Your
the problem
younger
with that
one's
is
a little
like,
too young, but
yeah, he's a bit young. The problem with like, if my older one plays games all day, he will just be a terror for the
Okay.
rest of the time that he's not playing games.
yeah, my son's like that sometimes, but he's older, so not
Yeah,
always.
well, my oldest is 4, and so he's starting to get the age where I can sometimes reason with him, but still, you cannot reason with a 4-year-old.
Yeah, I have a
So.
4-year-old as well. My daughter.
So you know all about this.
Yeah. And my son was once 4.
Yeah, you've been through it.
In a week and a half, he's going to be 8. So,
Crazy,
yeah.
crazy.
He's as bad as 2 4-year-olds.
Twice the trouble,
Yeah.
man. What else did I do? I actually
Saw a
went
picture
out and
of your boat.
yeah, I decided to take on the Grand again, the Grand River, which flows through our county, our region, basically,
Yeah.
and into other regions. And it went better. We went in at a different spot. So we went in at, I can tell you and anyone else who's in the area will know, but I went in at Fountain Street,
Okay.
the Fountain Street Bridge.
Yep.
And then came out at River Bluffs Park down in Cambridge. So it was 6.3 kilometers and took 2.5 hours.
Okay.
So better than the 6.5 kilometers / 3.5 hours of the last trip.
Yeah.
So a little bit better. I made an error in that I did not charge my deep cycle battery for the trolling motor.
Oh, okay.
So we got about 90% through the trip, and then the battery died, and we had these stupid little plastic oars
Yeah.
that we're trying to like row to shore with.
Nice.
And I have like actual paddles, like wooden paddles. But last time I took them with us, we didn't really use them that much, and we found the kids were always trying to pull the paddles off and paddle with them.
Yeah, sounds like kids.
So I was like, but they're heavy, and I don't really want to go chasing them in the water if they get
Uh-huh.
dropped. So I'm like, we'll just bring the plastic ones, whatever. But turns out we actually needed real paddles, and these plastic ones are useless. So
Were you using the motor constantly, or were you using it just to navigate?
just to navigate when we get to open spots. So
Okay.
the water is pretty low. So we're actually getting to a point at some points. I think we had to get out
Oh.
3 times just to pull ourselves along the rocks.
I didn't
'cause
realize it was that shallow.
at spots it is.
Yeah.
So, and then when you get past the rocks, then it gets deep for a little while, right? There's a little
Yeah.
deep spot there. That's where all the fish hang out, by the way, if you're
Yep.
gonna go fishing. So yeah, 3 or 4 times you had to get out to push the boat down the river. But after that, it was fine. So, and then I just had my dad come and pick us up and take us back to the car. It's like a 5-minute car ride, but takes 2.5 hours by boat. So, but yeah, it was fun. Much better.
Where was it you got out again? Sorry, I missed it.
River Bluffs Park. River
Okay.
Bluffs.
I'll look it up.
Yeah,
Just
it's not that
curious.
far. You have to get out there because past there is a dam. So
Yeah,
with
I
the
saw
waterfall.
the Cambridge one or not.
in right by Cambridge Mill.
Okay.
There is a portage there, which I saw finally. I've been watching for it, and now that I know what to look for, there's actually a staircase that goes right beside the falls.
Huh.
So you basically take the staircase down the falls, and then you can continue down and go down towards Paris and Brantford. So maybe one day I'll do that. But I think the next trip is to Brantford itself. There's a place called the Brantford Oxbow. They basically start at one end and then it goes north and then east and south and basically comes back around to where you start. And you can get out, and then it's like a 15-minute walk up back to your car from where you get out. But it will take, another 2 or 3 hours to do that loop. So
Cool.
one day. That being said, two things. Because last time the kids were like pretty much bouncing off the walls, I'm like, we have to bring stuff for them to do.
Yeah.
Because they're not just going to sit in a boat and just enjoy being in a boat. They're going to be like trying to throw themselves in the water. We almost lost a 2-year-old overboard, but we caught him. He just like went head first.
Oh God.
And my wife had quick hands and grabbed his life jacket before he went over. And my oldest, he had a Paw Patrol fishing pole that we bought a couple years ago. Take to the cottage. It just has like a fake plastic fish on the end of it.
Okay.
So I'm not putting
I was gonna say
with a hook.
Kid with a hook inside an inflatable thingy. That's a
in
good
an
idea.
inflatable boat. Yeah, not yet. And this thing's just been flying. So he basically he sat right on the bow of the boat, like not in the boat, but like on top of the boat.
Okay.
And he just sat up there on his knees, and he was just having the time of his life, like just casting this in and reeling this fish back in. He did it for pretty much the whole time. And of course it's shallow and he's having no problem. As soon as it gets deep, he casts and I hear a plop, and then all of a sudden he just starts crying. He like casted and dropped his fishing pole in the water.
Oh God.
And lost it. And he was so sad. I haven't seen him like that heartbroken almost ever. But he was just like so upset that he had lost it, and he was saying sorry to me. I'm just like, don't worry, it happens. Like, I'm not going to give you trouble for it. Like, it's a $20 rod. It's not like it's the end of the world. But to him, it was just like he loved it, and so
yeah. You need a pool noodle wrapped around that thing.
Well, I think we're gonna do like
or just tie it to
rope.
the boat.
Yeah, rope, or I think I'm gonna tie it to his life jacket so he can still move around with it.
So when it gets hooked on something, it pulls him in.
Hey, we won't lose that rod though.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So
priorities.
So we went to, after we got back out, I think later that afternoon, I took him to Canadian Tire and took him to buy another fishing rod. So it's now replaced and he feels much better. But I'm very tempted to get a magnet and go magnet fishing down that area.
Oh.
See if I can find it.
Yeah, that'd be fun actually. I would totally do that.
Just to see what else I could find.
Yeah, you let me know.
We'll go magnet fishing there.
I would love to go magnet fishing. I have a surprisingly large number of hard drive magnets.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Well,
then we can make this work. We can make an electromagnet.
I would love to make
hook it up to the battery.
But electromagnet in water probably doesn't go good.
We're insulated. We're in a rubber boat.
I just mean it probably won't work as electromagnet because all the electricity is going into the water around.
Then we can get lots of fish too.
Unless you insulate the whole thing in rubber. If you dip it in Plastidip.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah, that would actually work.
Maybe. I'll let you workshop it. Anyways, the other thing that this trip made us realize is my dinghy is way too small, and I realized that could be taken different ways.
Let me just cut that clip out here.
that's for anybody. Enjoy that.
Enjoy his dinghy.
Yeah, enjoy the dinghy. I do enjoy my dinghy. Trying to get 4 people in that boat comfortably is almost impossible. And then the one thing I realized is my kids are also not going to get any smaller.
Yep.
So
or lighter.
Or lighter. So it's going to get tighter and tighter and tighter in there. So I did go ahead and I bought a bigger boat.
Still an inflatable?
Still an inflatable. So we were talking about, I think last episode I was talking about buying the next size up boat that I wanted. I think about a week after it aired, actually it wasn't even, it was like maybe 2 weeks ago. I shouldn't lie. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to, I've got my winnings from our contests. all this money that I made. I'm gonna buy a boat. 'Cause that's I'm having a lot more fun in boats right now than I am with video games, so I'm gonna buy a boat. So, and then I go to the website to buy it and sold out.
Oh God.
Sold out online. Only little limited stock in store. And then I waited and I checked back an hour later, and they were even sold out in store.
Wow.
So
it was on
could
sale?
not find them. No, it wasn't. That was regular price.
Oh, jeez. Probably because of the camping craze that's going on right now.
Camping craze. Everybody's trying to get out on the water. Everybody's trying to do things outside, right? Same reason you can't buy bikes.
Yeah.
You can also not buy boats. Everything is sold out for
Camping
boats.
trailers. I've heard.
Inflatables. Camping trailers, hard to find for a good price. When they pop up, they're gone. Like, everything is just crazy right now. So, I went to eBay to look, and a boat that's going for $300 retail is selling for almost $600 on eBay.
Jesus.
/ almost $700 on Amazon. I'm just like, I cannot justify this. That's way too much. Like, we'll suffer in the little boat if we have to.
Or
anyways,
do what we used to do when we were kids, and you tie them together. You get two of them, and you tie them together.
And I thought about doing that too, like getting one of those little like two-man boats or one-man boats, throw the kids in it.
Your wife with one kid and you with the other kid, maybe.
No. The kids are by themselves. They'll be fine. We'll tie them to the boat.
They float. They got life jackets on.
They got life jackets on. So I happened to look on Kijiji.
Okay.
And one was posted like 15 minutes before I looked.
Wow.
Like, if I looked any earlier, I wouldn't have seen it. Posted for retail price. The ad was that they were going on a trip and their trip got canceled, so they were getting rid of the boat. In my opinion, you just hold on to the boat for the next time you need it. But
yeah,
what do I know? So I messaged the person, and it was like, they put the ad up at like 10 p.m. I messaged them at like 10:20, and they didn't get back to me till the next morning, saying it was still available. I'm like, great, I'm coming tonight to pick it up. And then about an hour before I went to go pick it up, I got a message saying, hey, I'm getting a million messages about this. Can you increase your offer? And my immediate reaction is always to be like, no. Like, we agreed on a price. Yeah. I don't want to pay anymore. But I was like, you know what? For the little bit extra that's going to cost me. So I basically, she did. I was going to give her a bad review because I was just in a bad mood, but I just kind of left it alone. Because she basically said, you were the first person to contact me.
Yeah. So
I'd like to sell it to you, but can you increase your offer? The highest offer I've had right now was it $390? So I said, okay, I'll match that offer. And she said, great. So
what was it originally? 300? Is that what she said?
$350.
Oh, $350. Okay.
So because that would be
more. Just over
$40 more.
Yeah.
Because it was like $300 retail, but then it's not free shipping. So plus tax plus shipping basically came out to about $350 at the end of it.
Okay.
So plus a little bit extra. I'm like, whatever, for $40 extra.
Yeah, and you already know there's no abuse of it because it wasn't even used.
It's brand new.
Yeah.
It's still sealed in the box. So
yeah,
I was like, whatever. So I drove out to where is it? Just the other side of Milton, Toronto Premium Outlets.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just right there. She met me there and
could have visited James.
gave her the money. Could have.
It's not too far. Oh no, he is further from.
No, he's on the other side, isn't he?
It's my cousin that lives near there.
I was gonna say
Halton Hills.
Yeah.
He's right near there. Yeah.
So we were gonna meet somewhere else, but again, she was just like, "Are you coming from here? Because I can meet you closer." I said, "I'm coming from Waterloo." She's like, "Okay, we'll meet you down near the highway at least." So she was willing to work with me, which I guess is a good thing.
Yeah. Well, she's near Toronto. She probably had a ton of messages then.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. So I'm not a fan of people always like, you've agreed on a price, stick to the price. I would understand if I had said, let's pay this, and then I didn't show up, then you could increase the price.
Yep.
Right? But I don't know.
Yeah.
At least she did it beforehand and not
When you get to the door.
when I
yeah.
got there. Yeah,
Sure.
when I get there and say, hey,
Sure.
I want
But-
more money.
Still, I've never, and I don't think I would ever do that. Now, maybe if I had something that I was selling for $100 and it was worth 10,000 or 1,000, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I
yeah.
don't know. Don't know. I haven't been put in that situation. I don't think. I usually do my research ahead of time.
And I anytime I've sold something, I've been usually pretty good about trying to keep it
Yeah.
at whatever price. Because I remember selling Pokemon cases last month, and I had one listed for 30, and I had people offering me like 50 or $60. But I already had someone had already spoken for it, and they were coming that night. And I said, if they don't show up, then I'll sell it to you for 50 or 60. And they showed up, and they paid the $30. And I guess my principal cost me extra money, but I kind of hope that if I do it, then it won't happen to me. But
Yeah, you'd hope so, but not always.
doesn't always work out that way. So, anyways, the boat's still sealed up in my garage. I haven't opened it yet. It's been a week, but hopefully this weekend I'm gonna open it up. I still have to do modifications. I got to put a floor in it. I
Have
want to
fun
make a.
getting some plywood.
You know what? It's there. You just got to pay for it.
Yeah.
that's the sucky part.
Yeah.
But I got also have
I
to.
did read an article last night saying that the lumber prices are coming back down. They're half of what they were just
Oh,
2
really?
months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully.
But
'Cause
I
have
think
to buy
that's
another piece
that's
of.
the wholesaler's prices. I don't think that's trickled down to the consumer yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Either way, whatever. It's not like I'm. If I was building like an addition onto my house, then
Well,
that
yeah,
price would.
I want to build
scare me
a
off,
playground
but-
for the kids, so it's gonna be a lot of wood.
Yeah. Whereas like I'm at most I'm buying. Cause I'm also putting a floor in. We have the family has an aluminum fishing boat.
Okay.
We're gonna put a floor in that one too.
Yeah.
Like a casting platform. So I'm just gonna go get both pieces of plywood and call it a day.
This has become boat talk, but do you know when
I
you
know.
need a boat license?
If you need a boat license, technically you need a boat license anytime you're using a combustion engine.
Oh. Okay.
Trolling motor, because they go so slow, generally not an issue. It's basically a paddling speed, right? So
Huh.
it's
Okay.
not
I
really
was just
an
curious
issue.
because I've never looked into it.
Because you can throw up a trolling motor on a canoe or a kayak, and you don't need you need a boating license for that.
Interesting. Okay.
Technically,
Again, see your local laws, but I'm just
yes.
curious.
And then they get different based on what size engine you're gonna have. So, like, if you have a fishing boat with a 9.9 horse on it, you don't have to have insurance or register it. Like, your boat doesn't have to be registered
Okay.
or insured. But if it's over that, then you have to have the registration number on the side of the boat, and you have to have a boating license. Or you have to have a boating license anyway. But generally, it's recommended if you're going to be using a motorized vehicle on the water, you should get a boating license. I forget how much it is. It's $100 or less, and it's good for life.
$59.95.
There you go,
That's what I'm seeing.
$59.95.
I think.
Yeah, and it's good for life. So
Oh, it's good for life. I did not know that.
it's good for life. Yeah.
Because not many licenses don't have to be renewed. Huh.
So yeah, it's a 3-hour course that you take on a whatever day. So it's easy. I did it a couple years ago. Add it to my repertoire of things I can drive.
Yeah. I can fly a drone legally.
There you
I
go.
have licenses for that. Yay.
I can drive a boat legally.
I could drive a canoe because you don't need a license.
There you go. There you go. So, yeah, that's been my adventure. Boating, but hopefully more boating.
Yeah.
Is that for boating?
Forbode. Forbidden.
Boating in the future is for boating, isn't it?
These dad jokes are forbidden.
Oh, it's so bad. Cool. You've been playing any games? Are you playing Cuphead? Yeah. Cuphead? Yeah,
I am
yeah,
not
yeah.
playing Cuphead. I'm pretty sure my response on Twitter to the Cuphead one is a summary of that. I think it was the Danny DeVito just saying no real fast. Like
No.
no.
Yeah.
No Cuphead for me. That's it would be fun if it was super easy.
They had an easy mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else have I actually played? I don't think I've played any games other than with my son for 4 weeks now.
Wow.
5, maybe?
Not even on Thursday Night Hangout?
Nope. I have not done the Thursday night hangout since, well, you and I did the last podcast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Did your group disband?
No. We are playing, they're playing less Discord. Right now everybody's abandoned, playing less Valheim. They've now moved on to the Division 2, which I did not purchase, just 'cause I don't need another game. But if I said we were playing Valheim, they probably would just go play anyway if we wanted to. But Valheim is also we beat the end boss on Valheim, so they were bored and wanting something else to do, and there was supposed to be a patch coming out, but I guess they delayed the patch. The developers want more time to do more stuff or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's early access, whatever. There'll be lots of stuff over the next how many years.
True.
Yeah.
True.
But yeah, we did the podcast last time, and then I did a play test with Caleb. I think the week after that.
Okay.
Week after the podcast. So I play tested a game and gave my feedback, and that's something he's doing, which is pretty cool. He was taking volunteers on the Cartridge Club Discord for that. If you wanted to be a play tester and give your feedback on a game that he gives you to play, not his game, a different game. He's being like a third party evaluation playtest.
The middleman.
Middleman, yeah. Pretty cool.
Cool.
Very cool, actually. And I don't remember what happened the weeks after that. I forget why I didn't play since then. But yeah, I played something with my kids. I can't remember what. Not even much, though. No, not much games lately. I should.
I understand. I feel you.
Yeah, I keep meaning to play VR.
Yeah. Me too.
Haven't. Oh no, it wasn't the podcast last time that I didn't play. It was our Rocket League match, which we haven't mentioned, have we?
Oh, that's true. No, we haven't.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
R3
that was on
podcast
the-
beat us to it though.
Sorry?
Maybe R3 podcast beat us to it. Maybe they talked about it in their episode.
They
We
may
haven't heard
have.
it
Yeah. Well, we should
So-
at least explain. We played Rocket League, streamed it, us versus R3 podcast.
I think we won.
I think we
won.
we won. Now, the longer we played, the better they did, but we still won. That's all that matters.
So there you have it. We are the better podcast.
Yay! Rocket League dictates who's better. So it was Rocket League one week, then Caleb's thing the next week, and then I forget what was the next week after that. I think it was actually getting my kids new beds or something last week.
That's a great game.
Yeah, it
Getting
was,
kids
it was fun. That was finally finalized today because we picked up my son's mattress. We went to go get mattresses last week, and after lining up for an hour to get in the store, they were all sold out of doubles.
Oh, it sucks.
My wife had called earlier in that day to check if they had mattresses, but she didn't specifically say, do you have twins and do you have doubles? How many do you have of each?
Okay.
And they don't let you set them aside anyway, so I think that was last
Sounds
week.
like you need to go to a different mattress place.
Yeah, so that's what we did to get the next one. We went to the Brick for the second one. Luckily it was on sale, so it was even cheaper. And it feels like it might be a better quality mattress.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I gotta get a mattress too.
do it.
Ugh, life.
Right? Adulting. Yay.
Lifing is hard.
I need to play games one of these days. That's another thing I planned to do for Father's Day, but we never did. Yeah, Saturday before Father's Day, we painted my daughter's bed. We stripped the paint off a bed we found on the side of the road,
Nice.
and painted the bed. So that was
Wait, is this was new? Like you found a bed off the side of the road new?
no, it was
Like fairly
we-
recently, or this was
Oh yeah, like
okay?
I don't know, a few weeks ago,
Okay.
2-3 weeks ago, whatever it was. We found on the side of the road when we were garbage picking, basically driving around. What's it? Oh, we found something on Facebook that someone was giving away, and then like down the street. No, yeah, down the street from that. There was another person giving away stuff, and it was a bed. And my wife's like, "That's a nice bed. Our daughter could use that for her new bed because she was getting out of a toddler bed, which was basically like a crib converted into
A crib
toddler
size
bed.
mattress and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So we then we bought this when we bought that crib. We had bought the rails to convert it into a double. So we've now put that in my son's room, and my daughter needed a bed, so we picked up this one on the side of the road that had been painted white badly, and we stripped the paint and painted it ourselves.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds like you've been busy.
Yeah, exactly. Hence no games, no VR,
Hence.
no exercise.
Oh man, the worst.
And then there was the flower bed thing too, that I had built.
Yeah.
That took up a bunch of time too.
But building stuff is fun though.
It was. Tearing apart the pallets that I found on the side of the road was less fun. That was a full day to tear apart 3 pallets, basically, if you consider go back inside for lunch and come back out.
Now,
And I got sunburned real nice too.
Are you using a crowbar to take this apart or a hammer?
I was using a hammer and a screwdriver that has a crowbar end on it
Okay.
and a crowbar.
Okay.
And I was removing every nail as I went. So no nails were
Okay.
left in the wood because I wanted this to be clean wood to be able to build stuff out of.
Yeah.
So I got every single nail out of the 3 pallets. And there's one more pallet on the side of the house I still need to tear apart that's basically just plywood. So that's kind of nice to have a piece of plywood.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that one's going to be easier to take apart because it's already, the risers they use in the middle, those blocks, are falling apart. It's just like crumbling.
So you just hammer them off. And
Yeah, some cheap wood they used for that. So
yeah.
The rest of it seems decent. But I've just been putting off taking that one apart.
Anytime I've broken down a pallet, I just use a skill saw and cut down the supports.
Yeah.
You're losing a bit of wood on the ends, but you're also not to clean them up too much. So just zip, and then you're done.
I wanted all the length I could get because that length was basically the exact length I needed to build the garden thing.
Yeah.
Because the garden thing, I actually found a table on the side of the road as well, the same day as I got those pallets, and I used that as what the garden thing sits on.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that works.
Yeah, it worked out really well.
I'm
going to show you it now.
Okay.
I'm sharing it with you.
This
is just a bag of.
Go ahead.
Can you see or not? Yes.
Yeah, I see it.
This is just a bag of extra straw to go underneath the strawberries, but we're basically using it for strawberries. So this is the pallet wood at the top. This is the desk I recovered. I just built this out of the pallet wood, cut these boards and screwed it all together and screwed it onto the table.
Nice.
Yeah. All for free, except the screws and the paint. We got some deck paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Some of these strawberries, hopefully. There's some growing already, but
we tried growing strawberries. The animals got to them before they actually got anywhere. So
that's why we have
maybe next
the
year
chicken wire over top.
Chicken wire, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe next year I'll be smarter and put chicken wire around it, but
yeah, my mom helped with that because she right away said, "Oh, get something to cover it because the birds will see the red and come down and eat them." Because she's got huge gardens full of strawberries and raspberries and all different things.
Yeah, that's nice. Go out and get fresh veggies and fruits. Man.
Yeah, we were originally going to do this one as an herb garden, but my wife already has some herbs in planters, so we thought, oh, maybe we should do the strawberries because they're so difficult to make the strawberries not touch the ground and not let animals get them. So.
Yeah, it's tough. I built like a planter ladder.
Yep.
To put up against
I've seen
the side
those.
of the house. My wife says it looks good. I'm not super happy with it, but it works for now. Yeah, we tried putting stuff in there. We'll see what happens with it.
Yeah.
But we have a pretty small backyard, so we have to build up, not out.
Yeah. Yeah, we put this thing on the deck. Our deck's decent size. I mean, it's old and beat to crap, but it's decent size, so keep it close to the house so that hopefully we get less animals trying to get in there.
Yeah. I've also not played any games, unfortunately. No Cuphead. I've played it before, but I've never haven't beaten it yet. Maybe one day.
Are you going to be a guest on the podcast?
I don't think so. I haven't volunteered either, so.
I told you to volunteer, and I also told the person running it to reach out to you. Neither of those things happened.
Great planning, Derek.
No, my hands are clean. I tried as hard as I could.
Yeah. I just haven't had time, really. Well, that's not true. I have had time, but you get to the end of the day, you're just like, I just want to sit and watch something. I don't want to be actively involved in what I'm trying to intake. Yeah. So, so I have been watching. Now, I don't think I have to bleep this, but I've been watching a lot of Jackass.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know. I had a wave of nostalgia hit me. I'm just like, you know what? I want to watch that. I haven't seen all the shows. So I found the shows and I watched. It only had 3 seasons. I thought it had more than that.
I never got into that. I think I saw like 1 episode and I'm like, yeah, not my thing.
That was very much my thing back in the day. And I was the person that they were targeting when they said, don't do this stuff at home. That was me, because I was the one doing that stuff at home.
Because you like to hurt yourself?
Yeah. I don't know, something about it was so funny. Well, clearly it was a cultural phenomenon back in the day.
Yeah.
So, but I wanted to watch the movies specifically because I just laugh. I don't know why those movies just get me. So I was like, well, if I'm gonna watch movies, I should watch the shows first. So watch all the shows. They're funny. The movies are definitely better though.
I don't think I've seen any of them.
They're entertaining. If you just want to watch people being stupid, there you go. It's like the beginning of like the fail videos, that we have now, like the fail video craze.
I don't really like those either. Some like
so funny.
I can giggle, that's about it.
Yeah.
I still haven't finished watching The Long Way Round yet. We talked about.
Oh,
I think I got sidetracked watching other things.
Such as?
So I watched the first episode of Madoc, Marvel's Madoc.
Okay.
And it wasn't bad. It was like Marvel meets Robot Chicken.
Yeah.
It was literally that exactly. I've also been still watching Mythic Quest. Like I said, by the people who did Always Sunny in Philadelphia, basically.
Yep.
Been watching Catfish with my wife, which I still love the researching part of Catfish. I watched all of the what's it called? Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Okay.
I've watched 2 episodes of Loki. Decent.
Man, you're on a
Same
roll.
with Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's usually stuff I watch while I'm doing dishes or something. And Black Mirror, I've watched a couple episodes of recently. I don't know if it's a new season or if I just didn't realize I had these. Not sure which one. Season 5 is what they are.
Black Mirror is so good.
Yeah, I wanted to try to find something from that my wife could watch with me, but she doesn't care. And every time I think, oh, she might like this, then something happens in the episode. It's like, yeah, she would absolutely hate that.
It takes a turn.
Yeah. On Father's Day, I also made my family watch an episode of Reboot with me. The old Reboot.
I love
First episode,
Reboot.
first season we watched, and they seemed to enjoy it. And my son was trying to figure out how everything works. He's like, so the player plays the game? What game do they play? I'm like, it's different every time. So the people that are in when they lose die? And I'm like, I think so. Like I don't remember what happens.
I think they just have
when
to
they
not let the
lose.
bad guys win.
Yeah, but when the player wins,
Yeah.
that sector is wiped out, and I'm pretty sure that means the people that were like the computer people, like the robot guys, die. I'm pretty sure. I can't
But don't they
remember.
respawn? Isn't that the whole idea?
I don't think they do.
That's why it's called reboot.
I don't remember. So we also watched an episode of Tiny Toon Adventures as well. That was good.
Mhm.
Good times.
Good.
The first episode of that, and Captain Planet we watched 5 episodes of.
Oh, I love Captain Planet.
It was
It's
pretty
terrible, but I
decent.
love it.
It was decent. We with the kids trying to teach the kids a little bit of, the save the planet stuff.
Yeah.
They have a pretty good idea already, but that show does help. Even still, it stands up. The bad guys are corny, and one of the bad guys is totally voiced by Jeff Goldblum.
Really?
Yes.
That's
I forgot to
funny.
look it up. I started to, but it's hard to find anything in his IMDb. Yeah, he is. It's confirmed. I've just Googled it. It's him. That's hilarious. But I identify his voice, and I'm like, that's him. It's the rat guy, if anybody knows it.
I haven't
Okay.
seen Captain Planet.
Anyway,
I have season 1 on DVD.
It's so Jeff Goldblum. I kind of want to look up other actors in it now because I know Gaia, the spirit of the earth, is voiced by Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg, yeah.
And then the narrator is Geordie LaForge, right?
Yes, that sounds
Can't remember
familiar.
his name, but the guy who plays Geordie LaForge on Star
Yep.
Trek Next Generation. LeVar Burton, that's it. Yeah, so that's like already a star-studded cast.
Star-studded chest. Yeah.
Oh, and Frank Welker is a voice actor. He definitely did the monkey's voice. I can recognize that. But knowing him, he probably did like 100 other voices too. But that monkey voice, just picture the monkey voice from Aladdin, right?
Yeah.
That's him. That's his monkey
Man.
voice. Anytime you hear a monkey that sounds like the monkey from Aladdin, that's Frank Welker.
That's him.
Yeah, for sure. They say that he can do like any voice of any animal. You give him, okay, it's a 50-year-old female crab, and he'll do a voice. That is that exact thing. Yeah. He's a very unsung hero of voice acting.
Voice acting.
Yeah. He doesn't like to be in spotlight.
Well,
according
if he
to
did, he
Rob
would-
Paulson, who's another voice actor.
Who also does a lot of voice acting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of Jeff Goldblum, how was Buckaroo Banzai?
Oh, I forgot we haven't talked since that. Oh, geez. So, Buckaroo Banzai, it was weird,
How good?
but good.
How good was Buckaroo
So
Banzai?
this is the movie Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. It is a 1984 science fiction romance movie, is what Wikipedia says. It is starring, what's his name?
We kind of went over this last episode. We don't
Okay,
have to go
yeah,
too
yeah,
crazy
okay.
with it.
Anyway, isn't his name Welker too, though? Anyway, that's Peter
Weller.
Peter Weller.
Weller.
That's it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was weird, but like entertaining and corny, but still fun.
Yep.
Like, yeah, it
It's
was
all
good.
those things.
I enjoyed it. Again, another thing I've watched since last episode.
It's so funny.
I almost
my
wish I could go
gosh.
back easily and see what I've recently watched because I swear I remember watching some other movies around that same time we talked about. Oh, my wife and I watched the Friends reunion. It was pretty decent.
Yeah, it was.
If you liked
okay.
Friends at all,
It was okay.
yeah. we
Not
laughed.
quite what I.
No?
Yeah, it has moments.
Did you watch the Fresh Prince reunion?
No, because I didn't watch a whole lot of Fresh Prince when I was younger.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to. I did go back to and try to work through it, but I didn't get very far and I got distracted.
Yeah, we watched all of Fresh Prince when I was a kid. My wife did too.
So.
Yeah.
Is it the same kind of idea? Because when I hear reunion, I'm like, oh, they're gonna try to do like another show, but the Friends reunion is kind of like them just reminiscing about the show.
And that's the same thing.
Is it the same with Fresh
Yeah.
Prince?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it is.
Okay.
I think I tweeted, you guys were talking about something you watched, and I said, I didn't watch that, but I did watch Men in Black International. Because I watched that too. I told you I watched Mystery
sorry.
Team.
Yeah.
My
That was
my
us.
coworker convinced me to watch Grimsby or The Brothers Grimsby.
Yeah, we talked about that too.
Okay. I thought so.
Yeah.
Fine.
Well, you know,
I'm trying
I
to
don't
see
wanna-
how to figure out what TV shows I've watched, but then again, it's hard to tell with the kids watching
Yeah.
stuff. I'm just looking on Plex basically right now.
I watched a movie called Primer. Have you heard about
That's a
this?
great movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
It's
It's
very
Timeline is so messed up.
yes.
Do a
But
Google
the
search for Primer timeline, and you get this great graph of like this to here to there to jump back, and then this timeline splits to that. Yeah, it's pretty great.
And now this character is now 1, and then also 2, and then
Yeah, and it's a Canadian movie or a low budget. I can't remember.
it's low budget. The guy made it. The director made it for $7,000.
7,000. Jeez.
Yes, he wrote, directed, edited, and scored the movie by himself,
He didn't star in it.
and starred in it.
Okay,
Sorry,
so I was gonna say he must have. So
He did.
Shane Carruth.
Shane Carruth.
Shane Carruth. Yeah, he's the main character then. Aaron is this anyway. For
So
some reason I thought it was Canadian, but it's probably just low budget, is what I was
it
thinking.
was very low budget. He's like a software engineer. He
Huh.
just had this idea to make this movie. And then he made another movie called Upstream Color. I haven't watched that one yet, but apparently it's
Oh.
also very, very much a Shane Carruth movie, in the same way Primer is.
Interesting. Yeah, I never heard of that. I didn't know he had another one. I see it now
Yep.
though.
And then, unfortunately, he kind of went off the deep end and got like in trouble with like stalking and threats and
Oh,
basically just being like a terrible person.
interesting.
He has a couple of scripts out there for other movies he wants to do, and they like sound amazing if they would ever get made, but unfortunately they probably never will. But if he would just smarten up and get his act together, then maybe, but very unlikely. But he's got a very interesting directing. He even like he's done small bits on other shows,
Okay.
acting, and then he also worked as a, because of Primer and his technical knowledge. So the one thing Primer has going for it is people have said, not me, because I couldn't tell you, if time travel were to happen, that is probably the closest way in that movie, is probably the most realistic way it's ever been represented.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've heard that as well.
And it's very logical. And so movies that deal with time travel and things like that would contact him to be a consultant on their movie. So Looper was one of the other movies that he consulted on.
Okay.
And I like Looper, but I know it also didn't get a great reception
Yeah.
to some people. So I say Looper, and some people are like, okay, and other people are like, heck no, I'm out. But anyways, he consulted on that movie and basically told the people, yeah, this is not how time travel works. and they're like, whatever. So
Okay.
take that as you will. But yeah, it's a good movie. Watch it. It's interesting that the one thing about that movie you need to know going into it, they don't explain a whole lot to you. You have to figure it out.
Yeah, that movie I haven't seen for so long now. I feel like I need to watch it again.
You definitely need to watch it more than once too to get everything, because it's
I
it's
don't
not
think I ever did.
it's not very clear. They never say the word time machine or in the movie. So you have to just kind of figure out that that's what they're doing. At the beginning, like if I didn't know that's what they were doing, it would have taken me to like halfway through the movie before I realized what was going on. So
I think we already talked about this years ago, but Existenz, you ever seen?
sounds familiar.
E capital X I S T E N capital Z. It is Jude Law. And it's
Okay.
I watched it around the same time that I watched Primer. So it says a game designer on the run from assassins must play their latest virtual reality creation with a marketing trainee to determine if the game can be, if the game has been damaged. But it's a mind messing game, kind of like that, kind of
Okay.
like Primer. I remember them being very similar, partly because I watched them around the same time. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. I'll
yeah.
have to check that one out. 'Cause, yeah, I did like it,
Should
but it's
see
one
if
of those
on
movies
my
where like
Plex. It's not on my Plex. Wow,
I find a
look
lot
at
of
that.
movies that I like. I usually while I'm watching them, I don't like them.
Oh,
It's, but they stick with me so much after.
okay,
I'm always thinking about them that I'm just like, oh, maybe I did like this movie
okay.
because I
Yeah,
just keep working on it. Um,
that's funny. I do not
what
have
else
that problem, but I can picture it.
I'm not saying it's every movie, but there are movies I watch and I just love them from beginning to end the first time I've seen them. But other movies I'm just like, I'm not sure if I like this. But it's in retrospect I'm like, oh, I do like it. Doesn't make sense, but sometimes it happens that way.
There was something I had that was like that recently. Now I can't remember what it was.
Games are like that too. Like I play games, but like I don't enjoy this. I don't like the way this handles. But
But
then
then you still keep thinking about it.
you keep thinking about it, and then after you finished it, you're like, yeah, I do like that. So, Love, Death, and Robots. That's the one. Love, Death, and Robots.
Oh
Has
yeah,
a new
yeah,
season.
that one was good. Oh, it has a new
Has a
season.
new season on Netflix.
Mm.
Episode 2 messed me up.
Huh.
Yeah, if you have kids, that one's rough. What else? They have another one like it's very Black Mirror, but it's very funny about a house cleaning robot that goes mental, that malfunctions. It's very funny.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I'll have to go check that out. I didn't realize it's a new season. Oh, my Plex or my Netflix account has changed since I watched the first season, I think. So it didn't think to notify me because
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't know I watched it and liked it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, go watch it. It's good.
Yeah.
Very Black Mirror-ish.
Yeah, yeah. But that first episode of the first season of that show was great with the robots, the 3 robots.
Yeah. What else did I watch? Oh, Rick and Morty started up again.
Okay.
So new season of Rick and Morty is up. Not new season, but episode 1 of the new season.
Oh, okay.
And it is good. It's funny. It's Rick and Morty. It started out strong, so go watch that.
Good times. By last episode. Trying to figure out what I watched recently on TV shows, but there we are. I swear there was something else I was going to talk about, but now I can't remember what it was. Yeah. I already said Falcon Winter Soldier. Yeah. No, nothing else.
I keep meaning to come back and play games at night, and then I just end up sitting down and watching a movie. So it's been why I've been our shows. So.
Did I tell you about Resident Alien or not? With Alan
nope.
Tudyk? It's been months since I watched that, but Resident Alien is called. Alan Tudyk is an alien pretending to be a doctor in a small town in Colorado. He's basically an alien that crash landed on the planet and trying to just not be found out. It's pretty decent, and especially because it's Alan Tudyk, or like.
Yeah.
I had heard him on the ID10T podcast with Chris Hardwick.
Yep.
And he was pushing this or talking about this show briefly, but I always find that podcast is also really good with actors because you get to hear them just talking like themselves about whatever's going on
with other
in their
actors.
lives. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
ID10T podcast, or it spells idiot, but it's ID10T.
ID10T.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was listening to that when it was the Nerdist podcast.
Yeah, so was I. It was a long time
and
ago.
it was a while ago. But then he took a break for a while. I think he got into a bit of a
I think he just got really busy with.
Well, he had some
Walking
allegations
Dead
against
and
him.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
so
didn't
he
know
took a
about that.
break. I think it got disproven, but anyways, he's
Gotcha.
back. But it just took when he took a break, I also took a break, not for the same reasons as him, but
Just from podcasts, or
just from that one.
Oh,
When
okay.
he came back,
Okay.
and then it's one of those ones now that I'll just kind of look into, and I won't listen to everything, but
yeah, I don't
He's-
listen to every episode, but I try to when an episode downloads and starts playing because it's already in my queue. Then I look up the actor when he says their name or when it shows it at the beginning, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
okay, do I care about that person at all? Sometimes I'll give them a chance and like listen to the first 5 minutes, but when they just start talking about their home decor stuff, I don't care about that. Generally
Yeah.
speaking, yeah.
good old home decor.
But the episode of with the Ernest episodes with Kristen Bell are really good, like funny.
Okay. Yeah. Well, she's
and
pretty funny.
her husband Dax Shepard, the episodes with him are also really good too. I think I
Okay.
went
I
back
think-
and listened to most of them, but the Kristen Bell one's really good. They talk about parenting and their method of parenting, and it's really interesting if you're a parent.
I am
And she's
a
also
parent.
funny as hell too.
She's funny.
So, is your butt getting warm?
Uh-oh, I forgot about this.
If you hadn't
warm
forgot,
now.
you would have prepared questions for me instead. Because
Yeah,
you're
I
in the
had a
hot
question.
seat.
Oh, I had a question. I gotta think of it. Okay, I'm ready.
Yo, yo.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
All right. All right. What would be your weapon of choice in a zombie apocalypse?
My weapon of choice.
It could be a
I mean,
combination weapon, like
It could
Dead
just
Rising
be
style.
a machine gun with unlimited ammo.
Oh, all right, we'll allow it. What animal is the biggest party animal? There is an obvious answer here that I just thought of while reading that. It's, of course, the Muppet animal.
The animal party.
But
he's
aside
an
from
animal,
me
but is he
giving
a
you
party
that-
animal? Is he a party animal though?
I think he is. Yeah.
I think it's got to be like a party animal. I mean, it's got to be humans, right? Party boy from Jackass. There you go. Bring in the
Oh, boy.
Jackass in.
All right. If you were redesigning the human body and you could remove one part, what would it be?
My dinghy.
That's what you call a throwback.
What part could I remove? That's a very interesting question. How about man, you've like stumped me. I can't even think
Good.
about
Excellent.
that. Stumped.
What's the least commonly used
I mean-
body part? Maybe. I don't know.
The easiest way is to
Your
be like,
dinghy?
I'd take my gallbladder out because no one uses that anyway.
That's a good yeah. Technically, it's an internal organ, not a body part, but I would
That's
think they
part of
probably
my
still-
body,
Yeah, yeah.
I guess. I mean,
You can
we
go
could
with
all
that.
use
your appendix.
we could all use no
Wisdom
butts.
teeth?
We don't need to use
butts.
butts.
We don't need butts.
I don't
And
need.
you mean
I
the
don't need-
cheeks or the hole?
I don't need to poop anymore. Pooping is a waste of time. I got other things to do.
How are you gonna get rid of waste?
The body is a miracle, and
It'll
figure these
find a
things
way.
out.
All right, let's move on to the next question. When you were a kid, what name did you give to your favorite toy or stuffed animal?
I was very boring, and I had a bunch of stuffed animals, and I called them by their animal names. So I have
Dog,
Bunny.
cat. Okay.
I've got Bear. I've got Big Bear. I think I had a dog. I named him Sleepy.
Hey, there's
I
a
had a-
creative one.
Yeah, I was very, very much well, that's Bear. My kids are the same way right now. So
Yeah, my son was at the time, like when he was 2, we got him a dog from Build-A-Bear. And what do you want to
Okay,
name it? Doggy.
Doggy. Yeah.
His name is still Doggy. And then he has another stuffy that he got years later called Big Doggy. And
Okay,
another one
yeah.
called Baby Blue Doggy. And I think he has another one that's something else doggy that I can't remember. Yeah.
See, but at least you know exactly which one he's talking about. You don't have to remember
Yeah.
all the individual names.
It's true. All right. Do you like pineapple on pizza?
Heck no. Heck
Okay.
no.
And make a case for why not.
It is a citrus fruit. Are we putting oranges and limes on our pizza and cooking them? No. Why are we putting pineapple on pizzas? Are we putting apples on pizzas either? No. Are we putting, I don't know, pine cones on our... We're not doing this stuff. We don't need... Why can't we just have regular pizza? This makes no sense. Are we putting
I like
watermelon on your pizza? Ugh. You like it?
No, I like your answer.
Oh, okay.
I don't like
Do you
pineapple on pizza. No.
Okay. I don't really like pineapple to begin with.
I don't
I'll
like
eat it if
pineapple
I
at all.
have to.
I don't like it. I won't even eat it if I have to.
You won't
Last
even
question.
eat it? Okay.
I won't eat it even if I have to. I won't even eat it if I have to. I don't care. Same both differences.
Yeah.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh, this was gonna be my question to you. First, my question is gonna be like, define a sandwich, and then is a hot dog a sandwich? You know what? I'm gonna say yes. It is. It's a piece of meat between pieces of bread.
Okay.
And that's a sandwich to me.
Didn't I ask you a question like this before? I'm trying to find it. I have my old previous questions here. Oh, no, I had soup. We had is cereal soup. That's all.
Cereal soup. Yeah, I think that was what you said.
All right. All right. Hot seat is over. Your bum can cool down.
Cooling off.
I do have another segment copied from another podcast. If you'd like to
Okay.
proceed with that.
We can jump right into that.
All right. So this is from the Drunk Friend podcast, another Travis podcast.
We love to copy from them, don't we?
But this was an idea that he had in passing.
Okay, and we're gonna capitalize on it.
Oh no, I didn't finish it. I forgot to make blanks. Okay,
can
never
save-
mind.
Do you want to save it then?
I have to save this. I have to finish it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now if
Yeah.
he's listening, he's be like, "Oh, what did I say in passing?"
Yeah, he'll have no idea. I mentioned something to him the other day, and he had no idea what he had said. I said to him, "You missed your calling as an anime voice actor," and he's like, "When was I of anime voice acting? When did I do anime voice acting?" I said, "You were making fun of a game you were playing in season 2, episode 20 of Polykill." He goes, "Oh yeah." I said it was a good impression, and I think you should read like a creepypasta from the internet in that voice. So then he did like a text version of what he would do. And I
Okay.
said, "Make it so with Captain Jean-Luc Picard because I want to hear him do it."
Is this a
That's his
creepypasta idea?
No.
Okay.
No, the idea is something else.
Okay.
Do you want to hear it? Do I tell you the name of it or not?
Let's save it.
Okay, sounds good.
That's the tickle.
Yeah. I really need to remember to do more on this.
See,
thing.
and you say you don't put effort into this podcast, and you're putting effort into games and questions.
That's because I can
and
steal them
meanwhile-
from someone else.
I'm driving around in my truck, be like, I gotta think of a question to ask Derek.
You thought of
Can
one,
I-
and I thought of it too.
Can I? Yeah. Can I do it? No. But
You can't even remember it. That's the problem.
I have one question, but I don't know if I should
use
ask.
voice dictation next time you
Voice-
think of something.
Maybe. That sounds like a lot of work. Hey Google, make a note. Take a note.
Everybody's phone's going off now.
Hey Google. Hey Alexa. Hey Siri. Is that
Talk to
working
each
for
other.
everybody? You're welcome. That's all I can say.
You have a question for me, but you don't.
Oh,
know
you
if
want me to
should
give you
ask
my
it.
question?
I don't. You said you
Or do you
didn't
want
know
me
you
to
should ask it.
Okay, I'll let you decide. Do you want my one question, or do you want me to save it for when I have multiple to put you in a hot seat?
You'll just give me the one question now. You'll come up with more for the hot seat.
Okay. Are you ready?
Sure.
What game hurt the most? And you can
Dodgeball?
interpret that however you want. That's a good one. Okay, what video game hurt the most? Let's bring this. Let's dial this back.
Oh.
Because I mean, game would be like Red Robin. Obviously, Red Robin hurts the most.
So, financially, I would say the game Total Annihilation hurt the most because I bought that on early access for $90, and the game was not as good as I ever hoped. It was
And it
okay,
also
but
annihilated your wallet.
yeah. I also, on top of that, convinced 2 friends to also buy the game, and the one
they
friend
never listened
still
to you
holds it
again.
against. No, he still holds it against me. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the answer to that.
Ouch. That sucks.
I'm sure it
would-
could be interpreted in other ways as well, like
Yes.
what game was difficult, or what game I was going to say what game was disappointing, but I couldn't think of an example for that.
Well, I
Yeah.
guess Total Annihilation would be.
Yeah. I was thinking more like I
Disappointing.
was hyped to play it, and then it wasn't good. Aside from
Yeah.
the money part, yeah.
I was one of the few people who bought Duke Nukem Forever at full price on launch
That's
day.
what I was going to say. I actually pre-ordered it, and so did 2 of my friends, and we all took the day off work to play it.
Oh.
And we did. On PC, it wasn't bad at all. It just wasn't
Sure.
great.
It's not a good game. I mean, it's
It
fine.
was still fun. I liked the nostalgia, the throwbacks. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I played it, I think, for like 2 hours, and then I shut it off and never
Oh,
played
I
it again.
definitely played it for like 5 hours.
I have the Steelbook for Xbox 360.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, that was back in the day of it's Duke Nukem. How is Duke Nukem not good? Duke
Yeah.
Nukem's always good.
Yep.
Yeah, I was naive back then. Still am some ways.
Yeah. You
So.
still are.
How
I'm out of
Wait.
ideas for
you're out of
stuff.
ideas?
Yeah.
Well, I have a bit of a question. Maybe we can stretch this out for maybe another 15 minutes before we get to the main meat of the podcast here. How has the pandemic changed your game collecting habits? Like,
Hmm.
has it at all?
So I think I was already kind of winding down in collecting before the pandemic, but not having it be easy to get stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it's wound down even more. Like I don't go to video game stores anymore. Normally
Oh,
I'd
yeah,
check
that's-
out Microplay, so I don't go there. There's no easy way to take all my junk and trade it in somewhere. You can do it still, but it's just not the same. It's not as
Yeah.
easy. Prior to the pandemic, I would still do that like once every year or 2, I think, and I haven't done it in forever, and I have all this junk I should sell. Game collecting, not specifically
collect-
selling and not specifically playing.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'll go with collecting. But I think the buying and selling aspect of collecting is also a big part of it, especially for us.
Yeah,
So
yeah, especially for us more than most people,
yeah,
because the selling is, in some ways, it was much more successful. Right, selling was
Yeah.
good for a while.
selling
there.
was way better. Yeah,
Buying, of course, is worse because prices have gone up on most things, if not everything.
and I find stuff is harder in general to get, even just like local buy and sells, Facebook groups and stuff like that. Because if anything is up for a good price, it's immediately gone, or like multiple offers and the price has gone
I
up.
find that things that sell that quick are certain kinds of things, I think. And I'm even finding Nintendo Switches are coming down in price now, which I never would have expected. But maybe
Mhm.
that's because the new one is, rumored to be coming out.
In
but, like,
theory, yeah.
I'm seeing Switches, like a Switch with the dock for like $250, $300. And that was
Yeah.
unheard of a year ago.
Yeah, you couldn't find them for less
And
than
especially
400.
3 years ago, like before the pandemic, let's say 2.5 years, whatever it is, 2 years ago. They were always selling for at retail or higher. And now
Yeah.
I'm seeing really good deals on them, but I suspect that has to do with the new one coming out. Maybe. I don't know. I don't buy as much, but like I said, my list of things that I wanted is less over the last couple of years anyway. So I'm not really seeing things, or I don't know of things that I actually want to buy either. So I don't know if pandemic has totally affected what I'm buying, but I'm not going to as many stores. Basically going to no stores. I'm not going to thrift stores. I'm not going to game stores to do trade-ins. So all of that is definitely affecting what I buy. I've never really bought games on eBay, so that's not really that's not an option for me. I just find it too expensive. You're not going to find deals, especially in Canada. Yeah, I think a lot of people have moved to other hobbies or
Yeah.
started other hobbies. For example, like our friend Musty Hobbit. I see him doing fishing stuff lately. That's what he's doing with his spare time. I don't think he's playing games as nearly as much, is my theory. I assume he's fishing with his kid. It would be a good reason for fishing, if nothing else.
Yeah.
But that's just one of the things other people have picked up as their hobbies.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel the same way, because especially with the pandemic obviously changing our social interactions, because obviously a big part of my collection, and this is me being a totally vain person, is I enjoy sharing my collection with others. So I enjoy when people come over and they look at it and they're like, "Oh, this is cool. It makes me feel good. Hey, you know what? Like, I did put time and effort into this. If someone looks at it and enjoys it, that makes me feel good." So,
Yeah.
but with the fact of like, hey, no one's looked at my game collection in like over a year. It makes me start to look at my collection like, why do I have this?
See, and I never had that. I never had friends come over and see my collection really and care. Because
Okay.
any of the friends that I would play with would be more into PC games anyway. Like aside from you.
It was like I've come over to your big collection and be like, oh, I'm gonna look at every game.
Yeah, and you're the only person that's done that other than my son. So it's kind of like just different groups of friends, different friends with different ways of playing games.
Mm-hmm.
But the pandemic has caused me to not be able to play local multiplayer games with friends, which I used to have friends over like once every couple months or so. We'd get together, either play games or watch movies together, and none of that's happened. I just messaged one of the friends yesterday because I had a spare Steam game key that he might be interested, and I'm just like, I haven't seen you in over 2 years, man. Like, how's it going?
How you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that in my car today. Like, how do you go to a person you haven't talked to in a long time and be like, "Hey, you're still alive, right?" Like, we can't hang out still, but hi.
Here's the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just really, really weird. I've started having, even like, going back to how I'm feeling vain about things, but like stuff's been sitting here. I don't have time to play it. Again, doing other hobbies such as boating,
Yeah.
and biking and things like that. I almost, I hate to say this. Maybe this is bad to say, but at times I look at my collection, I'm like, I should just sell all of it, because I don't really
I've thought of that
play
as well.
any of it. But at the same time, it hurts to say that, or it hurts to even think about it, because like you think about like the amount of time that I've put into this. We were talking earlier about how long I've been on YouTube collecting. I've been collecting for 8 years, over 8 years, and a lot of that goes into this. So for me to just throw all of that away, not that I'm going to. Let's not freak out. Like, don't worry, everybody.
Well,
I'm
it's not
throwing-
just throwing it away. You're also exchanging it for money. With that money, you're going to spend it on something else that you think is valuable to you. For
Yes,
me,
to a point.
I consider selling physical games because I have a big Steam video game collection of digital games, and I'll always have those, assuming I don't lose access to my account or Valve doesn't go under tomorrow, which they probably never are. First of all, they're not even publicly traded. So that's one reason why. But the thing that holds me back from getting rid of my physical games is my son, who wants to play the games. And enjoys physical games and consoles. So that's the one thing that really holds me back from selling my physical games. I don't think he's going to play anytime soon, but because Contra was something to me, just a random game that I think of, like NES games, he doesn't really care, and he would be fine with emulating them as well. But like, there's something about having that physical game still.
Yeah, and I think that's also another reason why I'm keeping it, is for my kids. Like, not that they're into it right now, but I always think, well, in the future, maybe they might be. So hold on to it.
Yeah.
But that's dangerous because then I'm trying to hold on to everything, but I can't do that.
Yep. That is true.
It's too much.
You need to
too
curate the collection for your kid.
And it's even gone on to, like, everyone knows I'm a bit of a limited run addict.
No.
I know, hard to believe. But it's even been, like, I've been seeing some of their releases, and my immediate reaction is, oh, I got to get that, but even that's slowing down. I'm seeing the stuff. I'm like, oh, I should get it. Well, do I need to get it? Like, I could very easily get this digitally and be fine.
And cheaper.
So, and yes, definitely cheaper. It's definitely less of a financial hit. So I've been testing the waters to see how I cope with it. Man, it's almost like I'm on drugs. I feel like I'm on withdrawal,
Yeah.
Like I've been on this trip for 8 years, and so now it's like trying to change, and it's really hard. Not that I don't think what I'm doing is harming anyone around me. Maybe it's harming me a little bit in like my mental capacity for wanting things, but trying to change, trying to just like be open to different ways of thinking.
Yeah. Like take 25% of those games and sell them.
Well, that's another selling challenge then. We gonna do this again, Derek? We gonna do this again?
We don't need to do it as a challenge. Don't have to. I already know you have more games on your shelf than I do.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we don't need to measure. Anyways, I think we should cut this short here and get on to the meat and potatoes as our great discussion with R3 Podcast, our special guests.
Sounds good.
Let's jump over to that right now. Wow, that was a long intro, but thankfully our guests are finally here. I would like to introduce the folks. Folks is a terrible word. The guys from the R3 Podcast, Nintendo Hodge and Fraser.
Hey, how's it going? Thank you so much.
Hey, glad to be here.
That was a
So-
terrible thing, Chris.
Anyways, sorry, our intro kind of went a little long, so we're actually out of time. So where can we find you guys on the internet?
I guess R3 _ podcast at Twitter and R3 podcast on Instagram.
Yeah,
We're still getting
and,
paid. We're still getting paid, right?
Hodge?
Yeah, at Nintendo Hodge 2 on Twitter, and then we got the YouTube channel too for R3 Podcast and Nintendo Hodge YouTube.
Perfect. And Derek, we know where to find you, and you guys know where to find me. So thanks so much. We'll see you next month.
Beautiful.
The wave wasn't necessary because the video won't be part of it.
No, but I like, I wave at the end of every podcast.
You're waving right now. There's no camera.
I know, you can't. I'm also nude right now.
What are you waving?
He's nude from the waist down, not the waist up.
Oh.
Yeah.